This is just a quick video on the recent and very impressive implementation of full ray tracing in Cyberpunk. I don't think the footage will translate well into a YouTube video with all the compression, but it's very noticeable in gameplay and in my recorded footage. Now, ray tracing has been a boon from a visual standpoint, but it's also been controversial at the same time. Some people think of it as a gimmick, or it doesn't add much value, or the price to value ratio is simply too uneven. My take is that pre-overdrive ray tracing, or RT, does add a lot of good things to most games. Now, being able to correctly project some light sources and their effects on the environment really just enhances the visual experience and also the immersion factor. This type of visual implementation should really become the norm in the near future. The problem in the current time is that it takes a lot of raw horsepower to translate it properly into gameplay. I mean, without upscaling techniques like DLSS or FSR and especially frame generation, only a handful get to experience or fully appreciate ray tracing. Nvidia is now introducing full ray tracing, or it can also be called path tracing. It's claimed that all light sources are now factored into a scene as opposed to the selective process in its early implementations. So does path tracing add to the visual experience? Yes, it does, but at a hefty cost. At the moment, so far, Cyberpunk has been the only testbed or playground for the most recent iteration of ray tracing. So let's look at 4 samples with hardly any movement so we can maintain the quality as much as possible. You might notice other effects for overdrive, but I'll only point out the ones that were obvious to me. I have to wait until this video is uploaded to know how it translates into YouTube, but again, on my end, it is very noticeable. And I still maintain that full ray tracing eventually has to become the norm for better visuals and immersion. The thing that's a concern right now, and as I mentioned earlier, is that it's somewhat newness, the whole idea of ray tracing. I still think it's still new. The technology of it really just translates to a price premium. I also think that the somewhat recent COVID situation made a case for both Nvidia and AMD to price their current GPU offerings to, well, a certain level, with Nvidia taking most of the heat. That negatively impacts people's ability to purchase stronger cards. Nearly 25% of the most popular cards based on Steam's most recent survey are a mix of previous gen cards like the 1060, 2060, and 3060 Ti. Now, while the 3060 Ti is an excellent card, some of the others will definitely struggle depending on the resolution settings and IQ settings. Now, I'd honestly like to see a higher adoption rate for stronger end, or the stronger end of newer cards, like the 3000 and 4000 series from Nvidia, or AMD's 6000 and 7000 series. This way, more people will be able to better immerse themselves in games. So, you got Crave here. Thanks for watching.